What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you for waiting and sticking this out with us. We're back for Misfits vs. Ghost Gaming, and this one has some promise to it. This one is where the meat's on the bones, and we could have a good one. And we're going to jump straight into bans. Now, I know, Scrawny, you're excited for this, and so am I, because Ghost made the upset yesterday, and you know what? I still believe.
Yeah, we saw some insane individual play from the players on Ghost Gaming to create that 2-0 upset versus Luminosity. Excuse me, 2-1, not 2-0. I don't want to be wrong here. I did go the distance. Very good series at that. But Wrath, of course, being a player who is currently locked into Enigma 6, a North American team that just made it into the ESL Pro League with the most recent promotion matches. And he just had a lights-out gameplay on both Mirage and then Nuke, the third map. And everybody really kind of stepping up. We gave credit to all the players on Ghost. They all had to come together in order to make that upset happen, eliminating Luminosity in the opening BO3. Exhilarating stuff. Meanwhile, Misfits, excuse me, they took a bit of an easier win. We saw just Amanek. I think Amanek drops 38 frags in the opening map of their series as well. So I think that with both of the series between these teams finding their wins, it was just so much explosive and multi-fragging Counter-Strike Seaside that I didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, very explosive, very back and forth. And here we go with this one. So the first ban's going to be come out from Misfits is Cobblestone. No big surprise there. Both teams don't mind the map, but I think it is just Misfits being like, all right, let's try to bring it to our side, bring it to our pool. I actually am not too sure what Ghosts are going to ban here. I'll be honest. I could see a Cash ban, and I could see a possible Mirage ban, perhaps.
Yeah, possibly. I think it'd be smart to get that out of the way. I'm actually kind of surprised that we see Misfits take Cobblestone out. Just because that's a map that I think Shazam plays incredibly well on an individual level. But then at the same time, Sean Garris has always kind of been noteworthy with his leadership on that map. I think that his T-side rotations and mid-round calls are superb. And Cobble's generally a bit of a pocket pick for them. So that's actually quite curious to me. Ghost will go ahead and ban out Cash as well. I think that makes absolute sense.
For sure.
Of course, the rest of the map veto process, guys, is now a pick, and then random selected third map from the remaining 3 map pools. So that one ban is ever so crucial to each of the teams.
If I may.
Yeah, by all means.
Yeah, I'm just going to correct myself because I'm a bit of an idiot sometimes. Ghost Gaming are probably going to pick Mirage. I said they may ban Mirage. No, they're going to pick Mirage. Now, Misfits are okay on the map, but that is one of Ghost's favorite picks. So I just want to correct myself and check myself before I wreck myself type of thing there.
Always a good idea. Always a good idea. So, Misfits with a pick. It's going to be Nuke. Alrighty. Interesting. We saw Ghost Gaming just give it to Luminosity on that very map yesterday. I think you're absolutely right in that Mirage gets chosen here. I don't really see one of the other 3 being prioritized by Ghost. As you alluded to, that is kind of one of their go-to maps. It's their home territory. It has been throughout multiple iterations of the roster. Again, for those of you guys at home who aren't necessarily as familiar with Ghost as a lineup, this is a team who was able to promote themselves out of the ECS Development League by relegating Complexity out of it. They had a very difficult run, but they were expected to just kind of gain that experience. And during that entirety of the season, their roster was just all over the place. I think they had like up to 8 different players at one point, just kind of circulating within and kind of being shifted up within the roster. So it's been this non-consistent lineup with even more non-consistent results. But this will be a good chance for them to prove themselves in another BO3. Again, Mirage is chosen by Ghost, and then Train comes out as the third map. Very interesting. Not only, again, because we're going to have the Opera of Shazam on Train, who I think as an individual just kind of shines to life on that map, but at the same time, we have Wardell. And if you look at North American opping, Shazam himself is actually somebody who, while he was on Echo Fox, praised Wardell as being a top 3 op North America. Those were Shazam's words himself. And now he will be facing versus him in the Opera's Paradise of Train. So these maps now make this map pool so much more exciting.
I said it first, though, by the way.
Said what?
Wardell is a top 3 op right now.
Do you have video evidence?
I can go back into my VODs. That's going to be going back, though. That's going to be going back like 4 or 5, 6 months.
Always need to cite your sources.
I'm citing myself. Is that bias?
No,
but
not quite how it works.
But you're right. Yeah, no, these maps are actually. I think this is a Ghost favored almost kind of maps here. We haven't seen too much Nuke from Ghost, so that's still an unknown entity. I remember Sean Garris did an interview back on the Echo Fox days where he's like, "We would play Nuke, but my team doesn't like it. I personally love the map." Don't quote me directly on that, but I'm pretty sure he said something along those lines. And now that he has Misfits, a couple new players on it with the 2 Frenchies, the new setup, what they have rolling here, now they're willing to experiment more with Nuke. Now, if you look at the recently played maps for Nuke, funny enough, Nuke and Train are 2 maps they beat Denial on in their in the initial BO3 they played in this tournament. They've recently lost to Pain in the minor on Train, so that's a map that shows a little weakness. Their Mirage, surprisingly enough, hasn't been the strongest. They lost to a team called Ownage in the DreamHack qualifiers. And if I want to go back even further, I mean, they have a win versus Splice. Now, that was LAN. You go a little bit further. Now, I'm going really down here. They beat Navi 16-4. So, I mean, it's been they don't play Mirage too often. So, Ghost being a comfort pick depends on the day, depends what Misfits are thinking. But I think Nuke is comfortable for Misfits. It's been a map they've dabbled with a little bit, but I think it's kind of that pocket pick that, knowing Sean Garris, knowing how much he likes Nuke, they're going to be quite prepared on that map. Mirage should go Ghosts. I think this is going to go 3. I think it's going to come down to Train. A map that, again, Misfits they're comfortable with, they're going to be content with. And on the flip side of the coin, if we look at Ghosts recently played, they lost Train to Luminosity, 16-10. Again, not too far off. They've lost to CLG. Outside of that, they have a couple wins over. They beat Renegades on it. That's going back a bit. So Train can be a coin toss. I think this is going to be a really good BO3 on our hands.
I mean, now that I'm kind of remembering yesterday a little more clearly, this is actually the exact 3 maps that we see Ghost play Luminosity on. And then of the 2-0 series from Misfits, it was Nuke and Train. So this is very reminiscent of the games from yesterday. Although we have to remember that 16-10 scoreline for Ghost versus LG included both pistol rounds and then also the conversions. So they got that 6-0 start and still only managed 4 gun rounds. So that was a very disappointing flip of the pistol victories. So I think we're definitely going to see some struggles here from Ghost. Again, I think this is the kind of map pool that maybe makes it a more exciting game, but I also have a much more faith in Misfits than I do in Ghost Gaming. This is, again, going to be a core 5. Ghost having a bit of an impromptu roster here for the CyberPower event, and Misfits now just being back to their 5, right? We talked about this yesterday, the whole debacle with Peacemaker, and then the very temporary appearance of ZQK, but now Shazam's back in the AWP. Sean Garris is back in the helm of in-game leadership, and we should have Misfits firing on all cylinders, similarly to what we saw when they played at DreamHack Tours in France and actually made waves on an international stage. So I think the stage is set, ladies and gentlemen. The BO3 between Misfits and Ghost Gaming will be shortly coming your way, but let's take a bit of a pause, and the action will be soon enough.
Playing on our minds. Long wait, but we won't give up now. You crave the love I gave, and we'll do it again. A cold night getting warmer now. The ground shakes as our love gets loud. We are the champions of the night. We are the champions of the night. Yeah. We are the fighting type, the ones that burn so bright. We are the champions of the night.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and other earthly beings. We are getting ready to jump into this nuke, the first map of the BO3 between Misfits and Ghost Gaming, and it should be a good one. We've seen Ghost prevail on nuke. We've seen Misfits prevail on nuke in other matches, not in this tournament yet, but maybe it will be their first W here on Sunday.
For
Grand
Misfits?
Final Sunday. Well, they won yesterday, but first W today.
Oh, today, right?
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
sorry.
It's dumb to mention that, but yeah, you know. Well, technically, no, they were Sunday. I was gonna say, or they were yesterday. I'm confusing myself with so many days. You know, this is what happens when you live on like, you stay up for 20 hours, and you sleep for 4.
Yes, it's for that reason that a sleep pattern is
It's
pretty
helpful.
important, Seaside.
Yeah.
So for those of you guys who did not tune into the games yesterday, The success of Misfits on Nuke came off of a just rockstar performance from Amanek. He had near 2.0 KPR at the end of the 15th round. I believe he had 28 kills at the end of the first half. And then by the end of the game had 38 in total. So,
I think so, yeah.
Just an incredible individual level that allowed for Misfits to take the game with ease. And then on Ghost's side, we had Wrath really leading the charge. So we're going to see who decides to show up today as the elimination is on the line. Wardell falls back from ramp already as the T side come barreling forward. Sean Gare's lit and killed ever so swiftly, but it's sick to trade it back with one.
Neptune already in towards the sink, though, however. He's behind the door. Bomb's going to go down. Dallas mid-drop from vents is able to find Tehodovec. Dallas now going to work back out of vents. Here comes Amanek, though, and it is going to be Shazam to find it as Colin and Connor both coming in from ramp now. Now, there is a kit out on Connor 93. Has that going for him? As that's a smoke to allow Sick to get out of dodge from back sight. And Connor's just going to go ahead and smoke the bomb. He knows there's a kit in play. He'll find Amanek. And now Colin's going to hold towards Sink. This is getting a little juicy as there's 2 seconds on the defuse. Can't find him. He'll actually knife him as Colin has to find these 2 frags. He knows there's a player on site and know there's one on catwalk, but this should be Misfits cleaning it up, and they will, thanks to that shank of Sick.
Very nicely done by Sick. Doesn't panic in that moment. Knows, of course, the player's still on that bomb and does just cut him into little pieces in order to deny the defuse. So Ghost Gaming with a bit of a gamble there on the stick ultimately lose the pistol, and Misfits will walk away with it. Now, excuse me earlier, I alluded to Wrath's individual performance, but he has rebranded himself as Colin. So we will know him as Colin from here on out. Until one of us slips up, of course.
Yep. That'd be me.
Ghost Gaming on the gun round going to find themselves already with 1 frag. Devoduvic gets popped from afar thanks to the Deagle of Dallas. Now that's a man advantage for Ghost Gaming, but Misfits need not worry. They still have the strong weapon advantage. That gun has not been retrieved by the CT side, and they have all the nades in the world. So long as they continue to play trade frags, and so long as the rest of Ghost don't hit headshots aplenty, this should still be Misfits to convert the point. But they have to make sure that they minimize their losses and play that proper anti-eco.
Yeah, big hole in the door for Shazam to work with. He's hoping someone peeks. Still man advantage for Ghost as Dallas is still in the hunt with his geek. So Misfits playing it a little safe until Sick jumps down on catwalk off of Marshmallow. He's going to slowly work his way up, and he knows Dallas is still in the hunt with that deagle back big garage. No reason for him not to be. Shazam will pick up the bomb. Shoot 1 bullet, because why not? As he is going to continue to hold towards Squeaky. Now, there are 40 seconds on the clock for Misfits to try to find an entry somewhere. And now Sean Gares is going to be dinked down to 53 through the box, as Wardell is just going to safely fall from ramp. Damage has been dealt from Ghosts. Question is, can Misfits now convert this into something?
Wardell up close, just hoping to hit himself the headshot, but Sean Gares finds the shoulder, snubs him out, and just moves Misfits forward ever so close to the B bomb site. At this point, the CT is going to have their work set out for them, especially if that bomb goes down, but it is still frag shining through. Dallas, Colin, Connor, each with 1 apiece, as it will be Amanek to plant the bomb. He has the ump and 3 players tagged, but he's getting swarmed from all directions. Ghost Gaming, thanks to the pistols, are able to turn that on its head. What a sick 3K from Dallas.
That's what you love to see. Colin gets 1, Dallas gets 3, Connor finds it. And that is one way to make the pistols really go to work. You upgrade immediately as soon as the pistols go to work. And now it's 1-to-1 Misfits. With the bomb plant and only 1 round loss, we'll see a half buy with just upgraded pistols. Ghost Gaming immediately just kick out Misfits from the driver's seat, move themselves over, and take control of the wheel. And we'll see which way they start to turn this game to. Although there is a chance for Misfits to still make some damage with these pistols, as I have 2 smokes getting ready to go really wherever they'd like. There's 1 towards outside, actually 2. So there's 1 thrown just outside Big Garage. It will be the typical wall of smokes. And it looks like Misfits are not going to capitalize on it right away. They're just going to sit. Connor gets aggressive, and he will spot Sean Gares jumping up on the box. But more importantly, Devoduvec is slowly working his way up in towards Secret. Now, I hope I'm not saying his name correctly. You, Scrawny, are French. I am not. So if I butcher it, please yell at me, as, you know, I should know French as a Canadian. But here we are.
Dick gets the headshot off of the Tech 9, so pistols do prevail. at least for one frag. And that's now Amanek with his hands on the AK, rather. Devoduvic trying to rotate from the bottom of Secret, but Colin will find him and gets the best of it. So now Misfits change directions. They still have 3 players up, Sick having the bomb and a bit of Kevlar, Amanek with the AK. And because that presence been spotted down towards the B site, I feel like Misfits are just going to be content with trying to execute into A and attempting to plant at that very least. Now, they don't have a smoke or a flash to facilitate the entry, and now that they've lost Amanek and Shazam, this one looks dusted, and it is. Sick removed as the last man standing, and that will be Ghost converting, something that Misfits couldn't do themselves.
When they have guns in their hands, they convert that into a round. I think that's what you're hinting at. Now Misfits will have rifles themselves, though. Double Galil, UMP, a little light in Amanek's pockets. He'll have nothing, actually. Well, just a smoke and a decoy, so I stand corrected. Sean Gares will have full utility. Shazam will have a decent bit. So smokes for everyone. Sick's going to throw one right off the get-go. Devoduvic will throw the top smoke towards red. They'll flash off behind it as Colin going to molly towards Squeaky. Sean Gares is there making a bit of a racket as he'll actually take tag damage down to 32. He's still going to try to push in towards vents. He's successful. And Connor getting aggressive once more. We'll hear them pushing down Secret. Now the question is, how do Ghosts answer this? Where do they rotate? Where's the info push? Because they haven't put anyone down vents yet, and it's only Wardell holding from ramp right now.
Trying to get ahead of this, but Misfits have just taken it by storm. We saw this kind of rapid lower play actually happen yesterday versus Denial, and it certainly cost Denial in the end, Misfits having picked up that map. So this time they do get that bomb plant in the 5v5 as well. Just kind of evidence of the sheer tenacity behind that execution. CTs can't even get themselves in place to die fast enough before the bomb goes down. So we will find Ghost trying to surmount this comeback into the bomb site. Already we find Amanek with a frag though as Connor gets killed. It's going to be damage being dealt both ways, and 3 rapid frags for Ghost Gaming leaves Devoduvic all alone. 1 versus 3 and cowering to the back of dark boxes, but he's able to spot Dallas, takes the frag, Wardell trades, and Colin takes the defuse. That is Ghost Gaming with a gun round and a 5 versus 5 retake on the B site.
I was a little concerned about how slow Ghost Gaming were taking that, but all of a sudden, in just a blink of an eye, they have 3 frags up on the board, and Devoduvic is alone in dark. Ghost Gaming did a wonderful job by waiting until their players were in position down vent, and then the ramp players moved forward. A clean kill, well, clean refrag kill in the player in control room, and then they found the sync player, and it was all alone in the dark corner was Devoduvic. And so it is 3-1. Ghost Gaming will have rifles out, full utility on everyone, not jumping the gun when it comes to the op purchase. Yes, they can afford it. Wardell on 8 grand, but he doesn't want to risk it. It's always daring to buy an op against another eco round. These pistols can rush you down, 1 missed shot, and you're just laying on the floor, and they have your op. Again, very similar situation to the previous round where Connor hears this push coming in from Misfits. They're pushing down Secret, and this is almost a replay, except Misfits don't have any rifles.
Dallas already takes the openers, so there is no bomb plant. There's no smoke to even cover from the cross, but Amanek's able to grab 1 frag before Sickle dropped that bomb. Shazam gets splattered to the bottom of control as Devoduvic hits another, and now himself getting more kills here as Colin's been dropped out of this one. So Misfits actually bring it back slightly. Connor 93 getting the kill to Amanek leaves Devoduvic to clutch, and Neptune's got his number, the angle, and the headshot. That is Ghost Gaming to the 4-1 score. A bit of an upset here so far versus Misfits.
Yeah, it's starting that way at least. It's going to be Misfits now buying again. We could see an op purchase. We'll see if Shazam goes for it. No, it is just going to be AKs across the board again. Heavy utility this time, more than they previously had. But Ghost Gaming have been standing tall. Even when Misfits are allowed to get down Secret relatively for free, Ghost Gaming are willing to give up that part of the map. But that time, Ghost Gaming made a change. They put a player down vents right away as soon as Connor heard that. There's little changes being made from Ghost Gaming. Dallas is challenging ramp, helping out with Wardell. So there's micro changes and micro aggressions now being made from Ghost Gaming where they're going to push Catwalk together with 2 players. We've seen them do this before against LG, and it worked out beautifully for them. So I don't see why that can't happen again, as Misfits are going to try to apply some ramp pressure.
Colin's going to get caught with a nade in hand, but he's still able to catch the headshot to Sean, and he doubles onto Amanek. Shazam, with a 2K of his own, however, is going to block things off with the Molotov. Neptune forced backwards towards the heavens. So with 3 versus 3, thanks to the trade frags of Shazam, he does still have the possession of the bomb here on his belt. 1 smoke, quadruple flashbang is the utility that remains for Misfits as Shazam falls back towards lobby.
Devoduvic just lurking around Mini. Sick is going to slowly push up with him. Now they have to take this site all together. There is Neptune in heaven. Looks like he is the lone defender right now. And he's even just spotting for a ramp push. But look at Dallas. He's actually in lobby on that ladder. So he's going to come from behind them. And I don't know how quick he's going to do this. And if he'll make a peep. No, he won't. So he's very silent in his movements right now. As Dallas, as soon as that bomb goes down, he's going to try to rush down Shazam. No, he's just going to play it slow still. And he gets caught for it. Dallas. Sick just checks the lobby. I think Dallas took a few seconds a bit too long there, perhaps. As Sick started to get a little antsy, he was holding for the hut push. And it will pay off as Connor, I think it's an instant save call. If he can throw that over to Dallas next round, as he's down to $100. Everyone else but Dallas will have a good buy next round. So if Connor can hold on to this, drop Dallas, it'll be a strong buy for Ghost Gaming. But Misfits, clean round. Fight for ramp, work back towards lobby, catch Ghost Gaming a little aggressive, and you know what? They transition it.
Connor's looking for some cleanups, and he actually hits 2, so that's additional damage dealt here versus Misfits. I think that those are the kinds of situations where we're actually going to see Misfits generally always prevail. Those mid-round situations where we say have a 3 versus 3 or a 2 versus 2, and Sean can then kind of just really reel in the control over his players and set them up exactly how he likes to. I don't think there's necessary that depth of tactician or strategy on Ghost Gaming, especially when you consider that this is not their most usual 5-player roster. So if it's clashing on bomb sites, if it's rapid executions, sure, Ghost Gaming have individual talent. That's undeniable. But do they have the form and the depth to actually win out those clutch scenarios? That last 3v3 shows us evidence of not, but Ghost Gaming are still back with guns of their own. Dallas has the pistol. Wardell over here towards the ramp's going to get pressured, and he hits the flick to Sean Gares. Down for the count is he, as they will section off Wardell using the smoke grenades and take ramp towards the B site.
Not too much left over for Misfits here when they take this site. Normally it's nice to have a couple extra smokes, a couple extra mollies. They have 1 smoke, 1 molly. Devoduvic will be able to clean up Connor, though, so that's clean as Dallas jumps down. 5-7 close range. He's able to clean up Almanac. As Wardell is yet to really rotate. He's going to be a little late as he comes down secret, it looks like. But this is still a very doable retake from Ghost Gaming. There are 2 kits in play. Shazam's playing pretty much almost a one-and-done angle if they peek both at the same time. But Devoduvic is working with him lovely. As Shazam will lose his head, Wardell gets 2. And now it's a 1v1. A 3K has to get the 4th, sticks to the UMP. As he'll spot out Devoduvic. The shots are a little shaky from both players, but it will get cleaned up by the French player in the end. As Misfits will now be within 1 of Ghost Gaming's score.
There we have it. Ghost still hanging on to that 1-point lead, but Misfits are able to hard reset, or at least, excuse me, dodge that hard reset by converting one of their own, and that ultimately does put Ghost back to pistols. So this should be a round where we see Misfits tie things up at 4 rounds apiece. One can certainly hope. The worst thing to watch is disappointing anti-eco. Ghost Gaming not going to go for any kind of a stack. Instead, Connor gets aggressive towards the outer yard, and Devoduvic's already in position, so that headshot immediately taken. Neptune's going to pry in from the lobby, but this is where Sick holds an angle exactly to counter this. He's going to find the next kill, and this is Misfits to the 2-man advantage.
Yeah, Cullen's even going to get cleared in his position. Somehow him and Dallas work together to find Sick. Shazam will immediately trade it back out, so not the biggest of deals. As Wardell is alone towards ramp, Sean Garrett spots it. Gonna repeat it with the MAC-10. Aim punch became a bit too much for Wardell to handle. So 4-4, Ghost Gaming. You know what? I think they're gonna buy here. Connor will just suck it up, go for a shotgun, maybe a MAC-10. No, they are. They have the restraint. And this is what I like to see from Ghost. Now, BMC and Ghosts of old, perhaps, would have gone for pretty much a full buy here, I think. Like old BMC back in Maine would go for a full buy here. So it's good to see progression in this team, and it's good to see them become more restrained, as you kind of have to. You kind of almost have to grow up as you move up through the ranks of CS.
Poor Ghost, again, just on the pistol arrows. They will have a kit, at least, for Neptune, so see if somehow they can manage to wrangle this one back. We did see it earlier on, actually, them win with the pistols, so crazier things have already happened, but it is Misfits just bombarding this B site with presence. They've already got 3 players down here, bomb one of which. Sean Gare's going to start to activate the device. Neptune is going to grab 1 frag, and Connor takes another. Not like this again. It was down here on the B site that we watched the pistols prevail. Six going to deal with Neptune. That's the AK now in the hands of Dallas. And Shazam, the insurance policy up close, finds Connor. Sick with another out of far, takes down Colin to boot, and so Wardell 1v3. I was scared for a moment, Seaside, but Misfits have done it. They convert the bomb plant into another victorious round, and it is the T side that'll take that 1-point lead.
And you have a right to be scared, because you're right. In previous situations that were pretty much identical to that, when Ghost Gaming only had upgraded pistols, they were able to make that happen. As Wardell will just escape with his life, escape with the AK. That's some money saved. Although they are rich, it is always nice to get an AK. Something you don't have to. Sometimes you just don't want to spend money. So Wardell knows you can't get anything out of the round. We'll just take the AK, throw it over towards Colin, as he will get the op out himself. Now Wardell pretty much has been playing ramp for the most part. We haven't really seen so much outside pressure. It's been Connor for the majority of this half so far, playing towards outside, getting aggressive with teammates. Wardell's been playing ramp, so look for the switch up now from Ghost. Maybe throwing Wardell into a different spot, throwing him towards outside, maybe throwing him to mini. A popular play now from some oppers is you play either tucked way back in big garage and hold mini, or you go for the aggressive peek into mini, into squeaky, or into hut. There's some different cheeky angles you can go for. So look for some diversity in Wardell's play now, as they're going to get a full buy with full utility. The typical mollies on squeaky, on hut, to slow the push for Misfits, as Misfits are not going to upgrade Amonix UMP. So, you know, still valid. I can't even harp on that.
Of course, we are currently experiencing a technical pause, dear friends. That is Wardell experiencing some lag. So we're going to see if we can get that under wraps quite quickly. Meanwhile, go ahead and check out the stats board for the time being. Now, there's been 2 1v1 clutches, or 1vx rathers, on the board, and Misfits have taken both. That certainly does give them a bit of a lead. Already, notably, Colin, or Wrath, is sitting above 100 ADR. That's where he ended his game on Nuke yesterday as well. So consistent impact from him. Yeah, that obviously shines through with the 4 assists he has. Just in the end, really, it was Ghost Gaming starting off with that bit of an upset thanks to the pistols, but Misfits seem to be back in control of this game. It is going to be the big buy, as you mentioned, Seaside, and that is something to look forward to. I actually like, if we're talking kinds of transitions in meta for Nuke, I like this new response to outer control, where you'll see CTs actually sitting all the way back towards CT spawn, almost kind of like baiting the T side into taking the outer rafters. Because when this new rendition of Nuke first came out, the outer yard just seemed broken. This map was incredibly T-sided, and I think we're starting to watch counter-terrorists figure out how to defend when you do have T-sides who exploit the wraparound on that outer yard. I mean, it's such an exposed position that if you just tuck a player away, they can generally catch one. Of course, if you do have a team on the T side that's just hitting in through lobby and over towards ramp, then that position will never be useful. But it's a good change to make as a counter-terrorist if that is the problem, if outer yard is the issue. We'll see if Ghost Gaming actually ever throw that into the works. I just thought it was worth bringing up because I like it.
No, it's a cool point too, because you can throw an op in CT and just have a player in mini. You have a player top hut, you have a player mini, a player heaven, one player outside, and you don't even have to commit a player to ramp. You can have a player shoulder peeking from hell corridor in towards ramp. He doesn't even have to commit to ramp. So that's the beauty of it, because then that mini player can immediately go down vents. The heaven player can come down and push ramp with that player that's shoulder peeking it, so once they know they lose control. There's a lot of different setups you can go for CT side. If outside, if you keep consistently contesting outside, and let's say there's an insane execution that Misfits have. They smoke deep big garage, they smoke catwalk, they smoke blue bin. They just completely smoke you off and get full outside control and they continue to push mini. Because there's a smoke wall you can throw for mini push, there's a smoke wall you throw for secret push, and there's actually a smoke wall you throw to push into big garage. So there's a lot of different iterations. Now, if you can't hold that, you don't feel confident doing it, you're completely right and completely safe, as you mentioned, to throw a player back in CT, allow them to get that control, be aware of it's a possibility, then you just transition your players differently. You can even deady a player down into secret if need be, or even just a player back in sync, a player playing vents. Keep them as a rotator. There's a lot of different things you can do as a CT. And I'm excited to see how this map's going to continue to progress, because I think it is a nice kind of... It's nice knowing that Ts get map control, at the beginning if they want it. But it's also contested at the same time. It's kind of like mid on Mirage outside nuke. I mentioned that at ECS, and I still feel like that's very prevalent.
Yeah, I feel like you almost have to look at nuke from the southern portion of the radar. As if like that's almost kind of like the T's start, because they can get to silo without any contesting whatsoever. But speaking of contesting, look at this amount of first kills coming from Ghost Gaming. That is 7 of the 9 rounds that have played out. It has been Ghost to at least a 5 versus 4 advantage. And when you consider that Misfits ends up closing out 5 of their rounds, that's a scary stat. Most notably, I think it comes to mind when they have the 5 versus 3 over towards ramp, and then Shazam just blasts the 2 ramp defenders, rotates back, and then I alluded to how where Misfits can be a bit more tricky to read and maybe a bit of a step ahead in those mid-round situations. That's clear evidence of it. Ghost Gaming have had multiple early advantages, and they have not converted the majority. So very scary, but we are still early on. Considering that a player has now dropped from the server, it seems as though this internet issue is a little larger than expected. So we're going to go ahead and just chuck it to some music real quick, guys. We will be back. Is he back? B is back, Mr. Producer, but the 5th player's not.
Got him. We're going to give him a moment.
And we're also going to give you a chance to win. cyberpowerpc.cevo.com/giveaway. If you guys head to that link as seen towards the top of your screen, you can enter in your chance to win a GTX 1070 video card, one of 3 250GB solid-state drives, or a V760 mechanical keyboard. So that giveaway right there takes absolutely nothing from you other than your time. You're waiting anyways. Open a second screen. Go ahead and do it now. At the same time as you are on cyberpowerpc.cevo.com, replace the giveaway with predictions. And if you do that, you will be led to our tournament's prediction tournament. See what that is? This here is your chance to win a very cool CyberPowerPC jersey, either keyboards, mouse pads, it's all on the line. But this one takes a little bit more than just an easy giveaway. You're going to actually have to predict the outcome of the games that do remain. So if you fancy your chances, if you consider yourself a Counter-Strike connoisseur, please do head over to this link and enter in your chance to win. It costs you nothing except for your precious time. And that's not much.
Time is man-made, so technically you can make your own time. And
time is actually created by space.
Well, you know,
space creates time.
Listen here, you Scientology.
We measure time. Time is a unit of measurement for human beings. But
yeah, but we created the concept, so we own it, you know? Aliens don't exist. Aliens don't exist. Alligators are actually old school dinosaurs, you know? So
did you know that sharks have been on planet Earth longer than trees have?
That's a scary thing to think about. You know, I think we've dove super deep into the past, and I like it because sharks are neat. They you know, they can't stop moving. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. Wow, you guys didn't hear it on stream, but my producer just whispered something very lewd and mean in my ear, and I think we need a caster union. To be honest, Scrawny, are you on board?
That would take cooperation between a lot of individuals, Seaside.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that either of us hold the weight to really do much.
So B's in.
So here's the solution. Players lagging, screw it. Throw B back into the actual server. So
who always plays well. So
again, for those of you guys who aren't necessarily familiar with Ghost, this is a team that used to be known as B's Money Crew. This is the B of B's Money Crew. He moved to the coaching role once the roster kind of qualified for ECS and once they became a bit more of an actual competitive team. And so he has been not an active player in the lineup, but does from time to time stand in for them. Seeing as they're experiencing that technical issue, this is one of those scenarios.
But it's rough, too, because Cullen was on the top of their fragger list. Cullen was doing work. He was having a hell of a good game like he normally does. So we'll see if B is going to be warmed up. Maybe B didn't even DM. We'll see what kind of version of B we're going to get here. But I always love watching B play. He always brings something to the table. As Ghost Gaming, their sweat setup, going to be a bit different. This time, Dallas is going to sit in ramp room with Wardell. They'll play together. What else do they got? They have Neptune in towards inner sight. Connor this time is going to push towards secret, while B is going to be playing blue bin and spot the cross. They don't have any pressure in towards mini. A very, very rotation-heavy setup, though, from Ghosts.
Neptune clothing in from Hut. He is going to die as Amanek takes the headshot and creates a bit of space for Misfits. Shazam fires off Mini, and that's going to prevent the rotation in. Davidovic able to get towards the site itself, but this allows Ghost to rotate players in towards Heaven. 2 guys to be precise, Wardell and Dallas, both of which get fired out. And this just creates more of an opportunity for Misfits. So the bomb plant shines through, and a 5v4 hold for them to hang on to.
Connor's going to try to get in towards Mini, and I think based on B's positioning, this is an instant save call it is. So Ghost Gaming want none of that. Without finding a frag when Misfits execute in towards the site, they don't want any of what Misfits are selling them right now. They're going to go ahead to the back and have just a little bit of a jumping party back here trying to save their weapons. Now, you notice not all of the members from Ghost Gaming fall back here. Connor's willing to sacrifice himself to keep Misfits off their trail to stop them from hunting, as Misfits do have cash and can afford to do so. So Connor's going to be possibly a sacrificial lamb here to just keep his teammates safe. He'll spot Shazam, now he's just going to hide. So Ghost Gaming will allow number 6 to get on the board for Misfits. Oh my goodness. Goodbye, Connor. All right, blind shot from Shazam. Saw him a second before he pulled the trigger.
That was delicious.
It looks like I blew someone's mind in chat, too.
Misfits now hanging on to that 2-point lead. 5 consecutive now. So sure enough, of course, we get that reset in the second, and then that extends into 4 rounds of a spree for Ghost Gaming. But my goodness, has that been turned on its head. Misfits with all the momentum in the world. Of course, it is a bye for Ghost to play off of, so no longer are they just the weakened players on pistols. They're firing on all cylinders. However, nobody finds a frag just as of yet. It is Wardell prying for info and a opening duel. That is the kill to Amanek to start things off.
Well, that's not a bad start for Ghost Gaming into this round. B's going to get a wall bang on a sick. Now, I wonder what wall that was through if I jump on board with B. That must have been through the corner right there, yeah. So it looks like they tried to push a player up towards catwalk/top mini. And B will make him pay for that. And he's still sticking around here towards big garage/blue bin. As Misfits slowly push a couple players up towards outer yard. B's going to shoulder peek it. Spots are going to Davidovic, but he's so quick. B will drop. Not ready for the quick flicks that Misfits are bringing to the table and how warmed up these players are. As Sean Gares works his way into HUD, he will check this angle. I don't think he spotted Neptune. So this could be huge for Neptune right now. It depends. It comes down to timing. As Sean Gares will strike, immediately traded from Neptune to keep that man advantage for Ghosts. And the call comes through that Shazam is towards Heaven. So they know where he is, and it is a 2-man advantage for Ghosts.
What are you made of, Shazam? He finds Neptune, goes for the shot, and he takes the kill quite quickly. This gives him opportunity to go grab that bomb. Could double back to the site, but at this point, Ghost should just be getting in a position to stop him. Dallas already at the heavens. He'll do exactly that. Wardell can't really contest because of his low health, but now that Shazam's on the other side, he might actually take this plant. Shazam still has a chance at this as he duels off versus Dallas, spots the man above. Wardell's still incredibly lit, and Shaz has gotten cover. He's going to work his way over towards vent side. So Wardell's just going to reposition himself into Heaven. Now Wardell should offer himself first so that he doesn't have to clutch. But instead, they throw the smoke over towards Hut. Dallas is going to tap the bomb first and foremost. Shazam's going to take the kill. This means Wardell has to come up big. Shazam still has 79 health. Wardell on only 5. Ooh. Taps it once. Shazam comes back. Shazam goes down, but that's it. A clutch.
Yeah. Jeez. It's kind of the same concept where if you're pushing into a site, you want the operative plant. Because especially if you haven't cleared the whole site or you're unsure where the other player is, you never really want an op to gamble, hold an angle when a player with a rifle can plant. Because a player with a rifle has, quote-unquote, but faster reaction, can react to someone pushing you better than op can. And op misses a shot, well then there's that time in the gap for the player pushing you to find the frags and the player peeking to find the frags. A rifle, you have those bullets. You can spray. There's chance to clean it up. So the Ghost Gaming now going to be down and out here. Misfits are up 7-4. Misfits will get rifles across the board. Ghost Gaming will have a FAMAS, a UMP, double rifle, but the op will come back out from Wardell. So they have put all their money, all the cards on the table here. As again, you're talking about this player backed by CT, that's kind of B in the situation, as they've come to the realization that contesting outer is so difficult to do against Misfits.
Dallas is looking for Sean inside of Mini, but Sean will take the duel. Headshot connects. And Shazam, meanwhile, finds B out towards Hellside. So Neptune now going to have to trade, seeing as Connor dies towards Squeaky. And even Neptune's left with no angle to take. Another round where Misfits assert themselves on individual prowess. Wardell locking down ramp gets the kill to Shaz, but Aminek's about to snub out Neptune, and this is a round in the bag for Misfits yet again. So cool, calm, and collected is their ability to just overwhelm the defense. They come in from so many different angles, they find so many different 1v1s, and it's just Misfits who win the vast majority of them. Again, Wardell has already found 1 kill in this round, but 4 more to go.
Well, I think he is just going to try to stay alive, hoping he doesn't get pushed. Timing. He won't be holding the correct angle. Sick will get the peek. Wardell now spots him, and he will hear him. Sick really wants to try to hunt Wardell here. And Wardell can't hit the quick shot. Sick is too quick, and that is going to be 8-4. Misfits are really turned around this T-half. It was looking good for Misfits early, as Misfits win pistol, only get reset immediately from Ghost, so they string 4 rounds together. But now Misfits have won 7 rounds in a row, and it's really come down to this outer yard control that Misfits seem to be getting for relatively free. They can go to secret, they can push mini. Ghost Gaming have tried to make a rotating setup. We're putting 2 players ramp to try to get down to lower quickly. But Misfits have done a nice job of transitioning and mixing up what they're doing, from going towards outer, having some lobby defaults, pushing down in towards the A side. They're not always relying on going to B, as Defo starts it off well with catching Wardell pushing.
Shazam as well tags Neptune once. He's dropped to 12 health, so he doesn't want to lose this AWP. Needs somebody to come bail him out of the angle. Sick and Sean Gares will do it simultaneously, but at this point, Neptune's fallen back. Over towards Hut side. Gonna get a little more aggressive here, and that costs him. Aminek gonna seal that one off. Connor's able to get 2 kills thanks to the CZ, and he grabs himself the AK for 3, near 4. Shazam, still standing, is gonna take down 2. But that leaves B to clutch. 1 versus 2. Shazam to his left and Devidovic on site.
It's another situation where maybe the op should plan here. B's just going to walk out. Catches Devidovic, but it doesn't matter. Shazam will find him. It was kind of almost... As soon as that smoke blew him, B knew it was pretty much over for him. It was all on Connor to try to bring that round back. If 1 bullet lands on Shazam there, he is gone. Instead, it is going to be 9-4. As Ghost Gaming will go into the double op setup. Now B is going to be the man to wield this. So it's been a while. It's been a while since I've seen B op, but I am quite excited for B to have this in his hands. We'll see where he's going to be going. And they've kind of, I think, well, we saw this a bit yesterday as well when Ghost played on Nuke, but I felt like they were more loosey-goosey with where Wardell was playing. I feel like they've shoved him in ramp every round so far.
Ooh, nice spray from Dallas. Lines it up as he attempts to get down drop. Aminek will kind of double back for it as he gets hit ever so slightly. Molotov's going to keep everybody back. Shazam, meanwhile, coming in from decontamination. Again, the entirety of Misfits just trying to get into this B site. And once more, Ghost Gaming's defense is not in a place to stop it. We saw this earlier on with a 5 versus 5 bomb plant for Misfits. This time, it is still the man advantage for Ghost to play off of, but a retake nonetheless.
We may see another instant save call here, especially with that tag being done on Dallas as he gets cleaned up. It is round 14, but these double ops are worth something going into the next round, as it is just the double ops left, and Shazam's going to find Wardell. B's just going to try to hold. Hope Aminek takes the peak, but I think this is going to be a fall off from B momentarily. Even with that glass getting broken, that nade will put him down to 61, and that's going to be it. He's getting pushed from Shazam. Full blind. B tries to scurry back, but Shazam will put a bullet into his back. And that is going to be 10-4 Misfits. Showing you the power of the T side. How controlled you can be towards outer yard. How having a nice set default can change up the pace. Because if you keep throwing even just the lurk smoke towards kind of top mid, quote-unquote, top red box towards outer yard, you keep presence there. Ghost Gaming haven't felt the need to contest it. We've seen aggression once from them towards outside, because it kind of just fizzled out and didn't work for them. So Misfits have done a really nice job working across the map.
Of course, Shazam near dropping 20 frags at this point certainly helps. Here comes Sean Gares barreling into A. Connor takes down only one as the offense comes shining through. Devaduvic and Amanek combine for an additional 2 frags, and Dallas gets slapped down by Shazam. 11 for the half there by Misfits. You consider that Ghost actually get that reset in the second round, thanks of course to the pistol play, and then convert that for their 4. Those 4 rounds in a spree is all they get, and 4 of the starting 5. Misfits just come bouncing back in a whole other machine. Sure enough, okay, we replace Wrath with B, but even that should not be enough to justify this turnaround.
No, that was just all around great play from Misfits. They did a nice job of switching up the pace. Sean Gares was calling when you go for outer control, let's try to push mini this time. Let's keep presence towards the lobby. Let's push ramp, keep Wardell honest, make sure he can't get too aggressive with his op. Don't let him get too much info. And all around, I think that was a perfect, almost picture-perfect kind of T-half that you want from Misfits. From the smoke executions towards outer, getting towards outside for relatively free, catwalk pressure, making sure that big garage player didn't have too much room to move, couldn't find too much info, and then the switch in paces, right? That's kind of what the big thing was some rounds they go quick ramp, some rounds they go quick out towards a site, and Ghost Gaming never really had the economy or the footing to molly them right off the beginning. They never really had the economy to justify some pushes. It was just really well played from Misfits all across the board.
The fact that they, of course, win every single clutch round and that Shazam walks away with 3 of them. Again, his 19 frags are impactful in and of themselves. You combine in the fact that 3 of those times it's a clutch, icing on the cake. So, of course, there was that slight gap that could have turned things around to Ghost's favor, but that's not the case. It's Misfits with a convincing starting half. And what scares me, Seaside, is that when we saw them win versus Denial yesterday, it was Amanek on the CT side who went absolutely off. And he's actually, you know, one of the more quiet players, barring Sean, here in the first half on the T side. So if he decides to give us a showing like yesterday, this game is already done. Of course, the pistol round could change things around. That could keep Ghost Gaming with enough of a buffer to at least ensure some rifles. Regardless, Misfits clearly content with the start here at the end of the first half.
Well, losing Colin does make a difference, but it's not like it really made that big a difference in the grand scheme of things. Yes, losing one of your players that is standing in, so it's not even a main player for Ghost Gaming. Yes, he was putting numbers on the board, but it's not going to stop Misfits of how they gain map control around the map. IMO. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy. But this pistol round, Ghost Gaming just armor across the board. As Misfits are going to be just having a smoke. Sean Gares with a CZ. And it's going to be free ramp control given up towards B, though.
Ghost Gaming just allowed to walk in. We saw this exact same play from Misfits. Quite unorthodox. Again, versus Denial. But they're going to forfeit it for free. Amanek sits over here towards vent side, so he's just looking to spot this kind of a play. Now he sees it coming. Ghost Gaming going to barrel in with 3 players. Amanek escapes with his life only barely. But this could be a bomb plant quite quickly for Ghost.
Sean Gares is going to try to contest it. Has to get a reload in. Flipping back in vents. And get drive-by on from Connor, and he will. Sean Gares, though, opens door after his reloading. Gets 2 of the CZ. He has 3 bullets, as it is all on Wardell, spotted down towards stairs. And he is going to fall back towards Secret. He's looking to try to push back in, though. He knows where bomb is down. And Sean Gares has another player there with him towards sink stairs. And Shazam is playing catwalk, and Shazam's actually going to push him. Now, this becomes scary with how good Wardell is, and that's why he'll tap Shazam into the next round. There's 2 players here. He's going to try to push into the site. 20 seconds. How do Misfits read this? As they're going to try to double peek him, and finally, the game of Duck, Duck, Goose will come to an end, as Sick will put a bullet in towards Wardell.
The Misfits kick this off with what could be the nail in the coffin. We'll see if Ghost Gaming decide to try and get into the healthy gun rounds, or if they just want to try to hammer this home with some force buys of their own. This, of course, seeing as there was no plant, will just be the Kevlar pistol arrows. Double flashbang could be enough to set them up into an A-site execution. Very often enough, we'll see that quick play with the popping of the skylights, the chucking of the flashes, and the pushing of the doors. But it's actually a wraparound towards Silo that they want to get rolling, and Dallas from afar, off of the Deagle. Yet again, we have seen him just hit shots from CT. Now he turns it on its head. And the terrorist side is not enough to slow this man down. Misfits back to the 4v5, but of course we alluded to the amount of first kills that Ghost Gaming had found despite not closing rounds. We'll see if this is an anomaly.
And this is Misfits' pick, as Neptune is going to open up on Sick. Meanwhile, Sean Gares gets caught in mini. There's another player there. That is Devo Duvek, but he has so many angles to worry about. Peeks in, and the A side is already covered in Ghost Gaming members, as it's all on Amanek. He has a UMP in hand against 3 Ghost Gaming members. And there is just one flash. They pick up a UMP. Amanek will flash himself in. The bomb is going to go down. And with no kit on him, he's going to try to face, and Neptune will win that. So Ghost Gaming, they will transition the eco. So just like in the first half, Misfits win pistol. Ghost Gaming will win the force buy right after, and we'll see how many rounds they can transition this time. Last time they were able to string that together into 4 rounds, and maybe we'll see something very similar here on their T side.
Again, this happened in the first half, and it resulted in a spree of 4 rounds. The only 4 rounds that Ghost end up walking away with. So let's hope that it at least gives them that burst of success they'll need to find a couple more on the board. It is, of course, a armor pistol buy from Misfits as they try to counter the same way Ghost did to them. Amanek already working his way over towards Secret. Could just peek out to the outer yard. Right now, there's a lot of targets presenting themselves, but down goes the first. Sean showing his capability with the Deeg. Tries to buy the attention so that Amanek can come peeking out. But Dallas has his head on a swivel, and Shazam hits a headshot of his own. Again, these Deegs paying off, and pistols doing work. Devin Duvik and Shazam with an additional 2 means Neptune 1v4, and this does not look good. Devin Duvik seals the deal, and Misfits do to Ghost what Ghost had done to them.
We've come full circle. From Ghost ecoing them in the first half, doing it again, but for Misfits saying no this time. Shut down from the pistols. 2 AK get picked up. Ghost Gaming will buy what they can. Includes Neptune on a full buy with AK and utility. B will get one out, but he has no utility. And Connor and Wardell, the only other 2 members, to have something in their hands. As Ghost Gaming not looking too hot in that previous round. Speaking of hot, Misfits will molly deep in towards Hut, molly towards Squeaky, deny any kind of quick plays, but that is heartbreaking for Ghosts. Just when you think they found their footing, just when you think they're ready to try to bring it back into this game, smack back down.
Of course, while Ghost continue the trend of force buying after losing rounds, this time it at least nets them the double AK. Near full utility for 2, Connor one of which, getting aggressive and losing health, but still standing as Neptune hits the headshot onto Sean. He's removed from the A site. 6 gonna get aggressive and try to find a trade frag, but nobody up close to present themselves, not just as of yet. CT side's utility dwindling quite low. Only 2 flashbangs remain as B finds another frag. This could be Ghost turning it back on its head.
Yeah, look at B, though, coming in from heaven, cleans up the remaining A player with the help of Wardell. So all of a sudden, it is all just Amanek who tries to sneak up, and Dallas spots him. So just like that, the 2 AKs purchased. B gets 2 with it, Neptune gets 1, and then Dallas and Wardell, just with their pistols, will clean up the remaining scraps. So 13-6. And Misfits cash is not in the best of spots. 4,300 on Devo Duvek, 2,800 on Sick. Amanek and Shazam a little low, but they're going to buy. So they realize this is kind of a fight for an economy stance here. Right now, they've traded rounds. Misfits, Ghosts, Misfits, Ghosts. And now it's really who's going to pull it back in their direction. And Misfits are really not, they're not willing to give that up just not yet, at least.
They're going to remain heavy on the interior defense. Makes sense to mitigate the disadvantage of SMGs. Devadovic moving through vents already. He could go for that late secret peek. We have seen that multiple times. Dallas already wary of exactly that. B as well. Just trying to keep them honest, but Misfits not actually looking to take any kind of hyper aggression. They're just leaving 1 player per extremity. Devadovic watching outer from lower. Amanek over towards ramp, and then the core of Misfits still sitting on the A site. Now, we saw B really exploit this kind of a defense when he's able to wrap all the way around the catwalk and come in from the back of heaven. We saw how that just kind of punctured the back of the defense on the A site and really left them dead. Hopefully, for Misfits' favor, that doesn't happen yet again, but B is still out there.
Yeah, they're going to give him some time to really work. Wardell's going to meet up with them. Now, Sick will spot Wardell. So they have an idea that there is a player coming in from Mini. Wardell's going to try to find an opening peek, but Sick, what a lovely peek. You notice as soon as you spot Wardell, he tucks and hides in these boxes. Give him as much of a chance for the UMP as possible, and that's his second. He's looking for some more with the help of Amanek. They're making this really doable. Dallas is tagged. He'll fall to the hands of Sick as it's all on B. 1v3 from the heavens will clean up the first, but he's going to get double peek, double sprayed, and he will fall 14-6. Misfits, really thanks to Sick getting the first and then making sure he's able to remove her top hut to find some more. As that is going to put Misfits on 14, and we're going to continue to trade rounds, and we're going to continue to buy. We're kind of in a buying spiral right now.
I can't help but feel like if B had kind of hurried with that wrap through heaven, that he could have actually shown up amidst the gunfight, very similarly to the round prior. That round before, he actually gets 2 very impactful kills and kind of seals the deal. This time around, the execution from Ghost comes barreling out from lobby. It starts to get hindered, and then he does show up, but in a 1 versus 3. They still didn't even expect him as well. He removes 1 with absolute ease, but unfortunately for him, that's that. And it is, again, as you said, traded back and forth between Misfits and Ghost. This time, Misfits going to change things up, boosting Sean as an insurance policy here towards the ramp side. Opens up a rotation from Amanek, which is now called for, seeing as the other Frenchman's dead. Devaduvic being the opening frag, Neptune takes it.
I really like that boost. I don't think we saw Ghost Gaming go for it once. It allows you to just throw a player in there. Normally you get 1 frag. If it goes unchecked, you can get multiple. So I really like it. And Shazam's going to act like this rotating opera from heaven all the way to ramp. Try to bait for Sean Gares, knowing they have to make some kind of play to at least bring this back to an even man stand, if not a man advantage. As that smoke is just going to keep the players at Misfits at bay for now, while Ghost Gaming try to assess the situation. And B, he's going to find 1 in a second. That is countless times B has been able to wrap towards outside, and he's going to continue to abuse it until Misfits have an answer, as this is now just Ghost Gaming's site. Amanek's going to try to work back in, but you're against 5 Ghost Gaming members who are all just willing and waiting and looking for blood, as that is going to be now 14-7. Misfits, I think the buy tide is finally subdued, as we're just gonna take a save. I think back to typical, back to norm, I believe. Maybe not.
No.
Oh God.
Force buy. Let's go over and over. I mean, at this point, Misfits are so close that even if they lose this one, they're gonna get. Yeah. It's a double save anyways. So why not just kind of get what you can and see if you can hold things off. I think they definitely need to find a response to B wrapping heaven, because he does it in the 19th round, and that's the one Ghost win. In the 20th is the round where he's a little slow on it, and the A site's able to hold. And then we see it again, just kind of obliterate that defense and very much facilitate the execution from Ghost. So I would love to see him continue to try that back in the gun rounds, but I can't help but feel like the T side know they're up against lesser weapons. Connor going to assert himself to the head of Sean Gares. 3 players from Ghost now trying to work their way down secret. And there is a man in position for this already. That's Devaduvic towards the vents with the 5-7. Sick inside vents with a CZ. So 2 players here to try and respond to the cross. And Connor's about to give it away.
Comes down to timing from Amanek. They will get spotted. What a flick from Dallas. I think he was the man looking towards Sync there. I could be wrong, but that was a nice shot from Dallas. As the pistols, though, will quickly answer back. Those are 2 weapons down as Connor makes some noise and isn't ready for Sick pushing. He doesn't hear him. That weapon goes so far out of Sick's reach. He picks up the UMP, shut down from Neptune. But this is doable, as the scout's going to start to ring out from behind. Now they know where the bomb is, and Devaduvic is kind of in the money position. They're not ready for another player in control room. He'll hit the shots required, and it's all on B, the coach, the stand-in essentially right now, as he'll find Devaduvic. Shazam, again, 1 shot away, though, from winning this.
He's going to jump out from control, grab himself the bomb. Shazam already posted towards the cross, will hit the flick. B gets stung as he tries to cross towards the site. He wanted the plant so desperately, he needed it at that point. He had no clue where he was. I mean, even Sean right now in all chat recognizing the ludicrousy that is this second half. I mean, it has been back and forth rounds for 7 consecutive. However, that does result in Misfits securing 15. So Ghost Gaming, despite losing that last round, come in with a much better buy than that of Misfits. It is Kalashnikovs and an AWP, while Misfits have only 1 rifle and 4 umps.
And Wardell gets the opener. So Wardell gets the AWP from the T side, peeks towards outside for free, and finds Shazam. And now Connor makes the hole in the door like he normally does to try to peer in towards mini/close. As Rodell is looking for more. He wants to find a second. Dallas is getting ready to push in towards ramp. But it looks like Neptune is going to push in towards Hut here momentarily as Connor will deal some damage to Sean Gares and Misfits. Just UMPs across the board. Six kind of alone and isolated here. Again, look who's rapping heaven. It's no other than B. As he has done this time in and time out again, and it's kind of B that pulls the attention, and then his teammates push in. As we will trade rounds again, Scrawny. That is 4 rounds apiece this half. I have never seen this. I've seen it go on for maybe 2 or 3 rounds, but for each side to get 4 rounds apiece, and for us to go this far into the game by going this far back and forth, it's kind of crazy to me.
This is wild to watch. And fortunately, I think that this is the time it breaks the trend. The Misfits have just been left dilapidated at this point. Sure enough, when they win the last one, it's at least with the Scout and UMP. We saw Shazam clean up shop with that Scout, but this time it is just 5 pistols, 3 Deagles, 5.7, and a CZ. Sure enough, okay, they've got a couple smoke grenades, all 5 players on Kevlar, but this is one of the worst force buys that Misfits have been able to afford. Let's hope Ghost Gaming can break the curse, Seaside, for their sake.
Well, it better be. If this is how it ends and Misfits pick this up with armor and pistols, I don't even know. And I think Sean Gares is just content to keep going back and forth like this. I don't even think he minds. Because he knows eventually they'll get one more round on the board. It just takes finding that one player, getting a rifle, and then it kind of transitions into something. So Dallas may get peeked here from Amanek. He is just going to sit with the Deagle. As Ghost Gaming just kind of slowly work across the map. Look who's going towards Catwalk Outer again. You see him on the left side of your screen. That's B. As Amanek's going to hold this headshot angle. Gets the first. They may re-peek it. They want to double peek it, but they've given room for Amanek to fall off. So there you go. Misfits get the opener.
Ghost Gaming going to rely on B's late lurk again to find a kill. This time over towards Mini. That's the AK on the A site paying dividend as he takes yet another. Shazam going to get caught off guard towards the bottom of hell as well. So Ghost Gaming now gear up for the A site take, and they will most certainly find it for free. Sean Gares and Amanek, 2 versus 4. It's done, Seaside, or at least it damn well should be.
Yeah.
If somehow Misfits are able to bounce this one back, maybe I spoke too soon. Amanek with a headshot onto B. Sean Gares, meanwhile, picks up the AK, and he's going to find another. So they're actually going to go for this. Amanek starting to change back directions. Wardell sealing at least 1 out of this. And Amanek knows better. He's over. He's out. Misfits are going to forfeit the round, and Ghost Gaming are going to convert something in this second half.
I'm kind of happy, but I'm also kind of upset. Because that would have been one way to end the game for it to keep going back and forth. So a little sigh of relief from Ghosts, as I imagine Misfits are kind of... I think both teams are kind of happy. Yes, no more force buying. We can stop. We can take a save. We can finally just relax. Although Misfits, you know, based on how close they brought that, honestly, they might buy again. With 1900 on Devo Duvek, they'll get 3-round loss next round. You know, I think finally is the time where they may just buy upgraded pistols if you can afford it. If not, they won't buy anything. So that is going to be the case. Finally, the force buying has stopped. It has been subdued. But Misfits still sitting on 15 as Ghost Gaming still have a ways to go as finally we're back to some reality, some form of it at least.
Ghost Gaming with a standard setup inside the lobby. We see a couple grenades being sailed over. Already Misfits rotating 1 player down vent. I mean, of all the rounds that Ghost Gaming inexcusably lost with, say, the half buys of Kevlar pistol, this cannot be it. Amanek, the only guy with any kind of armor. Sure, he has a Deag and there's a P250 for sick, but that's it, that's all. And already Ghost Gaming find ramp. Misfits just tend to leave that open. I'm actually very, very curious as to the strategy behind this, because they'll do this even on gun rounds, giving up the ramp, allowing for that B site to fall, and then just trying to rely on the retake. And I don't know if it's necessarily always this intentional, because they've also clearly left the outer rafter open. How many times has B just flanked into heaven and obliterated the defense? So there's lots of holes here in the defense of Misfits, but I think ramp is on purpose. Heaven, I don't have an explanation for that.
Yeah, B has done that at least 4 to 5 times this half. And it's kind of crazy. You can maybe say, well, he's been able to do it because all the force buys, but it was consistent. Non-stop. Maybe after a couple times, they'll be like, all right, that's enough. Let's shut this down. Let's get someone at least watching it. But it kept going. It did not stop. So at least Ghost Gaming with double digits. If you didn't notice, Sean Garrett took down Wardell. So there's an op actually out on Shazam for free. And he's actually going to drop B as well. Good damage dealt from Sean Garrett with that silence USP to find 2 frags. That saves Misfits money from having to invest in the op. I mean, it'd have to be Sean Garrett to buy at Glass Cannon. Why would you do that? So they get the op for relatively for free. 15-10. Ghost Gaming obviously going to keep buying up. They don't really have any room to spare. They don't have a round to go ahead and do anything with. So Misfits will go into the auto shotgun, the op, and 3 M4s. And you know what? Not the worst utility you've probably ever seen.
No, but Wardell will win that op pick versus Sean. Shazam picking up one of his own to B. So I believe that's in-game leaders down. If B would take the reins, moving in from coach side. Regardless, 4 versus 4 and op duels open things up. So now we're going to have to see this mid-round kind of transition period from Ghost Gaming. And normally these are the kinds of situations where Misfits have either lost the round just a sheer execution, or we've actually seen them not have utility to play these sorts of moments, at least not to their control. We'll see what Sean decides to call as the wall of smokes plumes on the outer yard from Ghost Gaming. Shazam's going to try to chuck a molly in it and then move his op towards ramp. This is where the T-side's actually coming in. Shazam, great positioning, arrives in time to drop Connor 93. Flashbang goes astray as Shazam will miss the next, but it is still the man advantage for Misfits.
Sick is still here with a shotgun. Neptune has to be careful as soon as he rounds this window. I don't think he's going to be ready for Sick. No, it's the other way around, but Sick still manages on 2 HP to clean up Neptune. Dallas will eat a nade. Down to 80 he goes. As Wardell's going to contemplate coming out a door with the op. Close up and personal. No scope on a Sick. Thought about shooting his teammate. Elects not to. As Devo Duvek. And up through the vents will come Amanek, as that's going to be map 1. Finally done and dusted. There may have been a little bit of stringing arounds at the end, but it's all for naught, as Misfits will take their pick.
Yeah, there was that very one-sided first half that made us really think that this game was over. And as much as I want to praise Ghost Gaming for kind of swinging the score back, I mean, they do get double digits. It's not like it comes in any form of a consistent fashion. It's not like they, hard reset after losing the pistol and then get that 4-5 spree as seen in the opening half. It's just back and forth CS, very questionable Counter-Strike, very awkward situation. But regardless, we find our winner for map number 1, and yes, that is Misfits. It is now going to be map number 2 between these teams, and this is the choice of Ghost. They will move over to Mirage, a map that we saw them win yesterday versus Luminosity.
Well, get ready, get excited. We'll be going over to that one shortly. Now, before we do, I do want to remind all you lovely people about the awesome giveaway that is going on. A GTX 1070, 3 solid states, and mechanical keyboard. Head over to that link on the screen. Enter your chance to win it. And we'll be right back with map number 2. It's going to be Mirage. It should be a close one. Hang tight.
Sit back and relax. Now's the time to relax your mind. The funky technician is back. Sit back and relax. And let your conscience be free. As we show you what's happening. Now's the time to relax your mind and slip into a new world. we show you what's happening. Now's the time to relax your mind. The funky technician is back. Technician is back. The funky technician is back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and dogs, if you're watching. Welcome back. Again, happy Father's Day. I want to reiterate that as we are jumping into Misfits vs. Ghost Gaming, and a new face has emerged. So Colin, having some internet problems, aka Wrath, will be replaced by Shotup. B is not playing this time. He is continuing to coach, as we will jump into Ghost map pick Mirage. Now, I don't see Shotup really hindering this team that much. Like, sometimes when a standing comes in, maybe they're unsure of where they play, maybe they're unsure of where they stand in the team. But Shotup has played with these guys before, so I don't see that really being that big of a deal.
No, I think that Shotup's actually one of their more common regular fives. The only absence now that's notable would be that of Seb. So he's currently not here and with us. But of course, this delay was brought to you by the patience of Ghost Gaming. They wanted to give that extra 5 minutes to one of their players to see if he could make it. I'm not sure what the outcome of that was, but all 10 are now in server. All 10 are readying up. And so map 2 is about to begin. Again, this is Misfits versus Ghost Gaming, the second semi-final, which will give us a winner and lead into the grand final, which will feature, obviously, this match's winner versus Optic. That should be a exhilarating game. Maybe a little one-sided. Optic were just playing on fire versus both Splice and CLG Academy yesterday. But regardless, we'll see how they fare once we have our winner here.
I'm excited. That's my insight. But no, Mirage was pretty easy for Ghost, all things considered, against Luminosity. They didn't really have too many issues. They did a nice job of hampering Luminosity, didn't give them a lot of room to breathe. Very aggressive. They're very assertive on this map, as you will see. As we are just waiting for these players to ready up once more. There was a little issue with players readying and players having issues on their own, so we should be good to go as soon as Wardell ready's up. We'll jump into this one now. Misfits is kind of a different beast. They are this kind of different form of LG with Sean Garrett at the helm and Devo Duvek and Amanek. These two players who, you know, sometimes when you have the invasion of players into other regions, I guess a prime example is Def and Surreal. Not all the time will it work out to the best possible outcome. They may thrive in their regions, they may do well over there, but as soon as they come over here, you know, sometimes it doesn't always work out. But I feel like Devo Duvek and Amanek are the two players that you can talk about that it worked out. Another move that kind of didn't work out from elsewhere is Machine Gun to Splice. That was short-lived. So not always does it work out in the NA region, but it seems like these two guys are actually starting to make it work.
Yeah, that was a really crazy roster move by Splice, though. I mean, because they not only bring in Machine Gun, but then they also bring in, I believe, Crucial and a Cillian at the time. So that was like 3 out-of-towners all coming together. A very multicultural experience. But you're absolutely right, it didn't work out. If you want a counter argument, though, you could say that Mixwell certainly worked out.
That's true. Yeah, that individual guy on his own. Okay. So yeah, there are some points where it works out, but coming as a unit does it rarely, right? Because Crucial and the other man, I forget his name. Oh my goodness, feels like so long ago. Yeah, like those two came as a package, right? And then that didn't work out, and then they're back where they originated, and we're back live. We're good. We're in the game. Misfits starting on CT, Ghost Gaming starting on the T side, and Dallas will have a smoke double flash. There's yo boy Shotup with a nice lovely weed pitcher. I love to see it. As Misfits will have Sean Garrett on the kit and smoke the normal.
Pretty standard buy here for Misfits. Sean always goes for that smoke kit, unless he goes for the kit frag. We actually saw that on Nuke. So there's certain maps where he'll just try to prevent any kind of clumping of terrorists, but currently that's not the case. We do have Ghost Gaming just leaving Connor to the top of mid all alone. They're going to move Dallas, who has utility, over towards ramp, and he's going to start to chuck that at the A site. But with players towards underpass, it's going to be a heavy connector hit. Shazam's going to get pressured off of Catwalk. He tries to fall into safety, re-peaks for the fight versus Connor, but he is still standing as he tries to back further out. Devaduvic, meanwhile, from the ticket booth, is trying to bait players into the crosshair of Sick. Meanwhile, Sean takes 2. Amanek with 1 has stopped the bomb, and Sean will take a 3rd. It is just down to Dallas. He's pinned inside the sandwich, and Devaduvic takes him. That is Misfits with a clean sweep of the pistol.
Besides hitting all their shots, one little thing Misfits did that I thought was really cool is they had Devo Duvek towards ticket booth. baiting for that other player that was crouching in the corner and just sitting there by ticket booth. So there's one player in CT baiting, hoping the Ts would push them, hoping they would try to fight for CT control, which is normally a nice strong play for the Ts to do, but it would be a bait and switch. So I like that from Misfits. Now we're into this one where there's no bomb plant for Ghosts. They kind of just have some armor, some micro-guarded pistols, not even a single piece of utility, as Misfits will get the FAMAS, 1 UMP, and a Scout. And they're going to be playing a very push-back, kind of safe approach here with Sick at triple, and Devoduvik towards ticket booth. Shazam coming in from jungle. All of a sudden, though, the pistols kind of make this dangerous a little bit. Shazam gets caught from the tech. Devoduvik gets squished up down to 13 and dealt with. Look at these pistols go from Ghost Gaming. It's kind of been the story of this PO3 is pistols.
Yeah, that's a big frag from Amanek, though. He's going to drop the bomb in the open. Molotov forces Neptune as well. Wardell, meanwhile, drops to Sean Gares, so this one's done unless Neptune comes flying out. But unfortunately for Ghost Gaming, while they do pick up 3 of those frags, they're unable to secure control of CT, which is always going to prevent the bomb plant. They're not able to even close the distance and pick up any of those rifles because the kills were found at such a distance. So while they certainly deal damage and kind of keep Misfits honest, it costs them economically, but nowhere did that round really seem out of the bag. Either way, Ghost Gaming coming into this with only Glocks, a P250 on Neptune, Deagle for Connor, bare bones minimum, Devoduvik knows it, and he's just going to get aggressive, trying to clear out ramp preemptively. One player does sit outside of it, that was Connor with the smoke, the entirety of Ghost Gaming barring him in Palace.
He's going to get aggressive. Dallas, here he comes, tries to jump to site. He doesn't die. What a movement from Dallas as Sean Gares cleans up 2, but this is now a bomb plant. Sean Gares gets 2, immediately traded. Sick is coming in from the flank. Connor was aware that was a possibility, but this is a win from Ghost Gaming. Barely anything invested and a bomb planted. That's not all in all not a bad round.
No, that's decent enough. They'll take that one happily. Of course, the purpose was to just get some extra cash, and the fact that they pick up 2 kills is icing on the cake. But Misfits convert the pistol to the opening 3, and now we're going to get ourselves the gun round.
Well, let's see what's going to get bought up here. Shazam going to go for the op. He is. The op comes out. The UMP will stay out for Sick. Amanek will pick up his own M4. So, strong buy for both teams. 1 UMP out for Sick. All in all, not too bad. Shazam and Ticket Booth going to be holding towards a ramp. So, full buy for both teams. Wardell's op comes out in play. And now kind of starts the duel of mid. We'll see. Against LG, Ghost kind of kept going with that. Obviously, the typical top mid smoke. And they'd throw 3 players towards mid. They get 2 players behind top boxes. 1 player would support them from corner, then fall off. So, you saw a lot of mid pressure from Ghosts. You're not going to see that at the beginning. They aren't just working a default with Connor alone towards B, 1 player holding for a mid push, 1 player holding a ramp, Palace, etc., etc. So it is a little safe in the first rifle round for Ghosts.
Neptune misses the chance to drop Devoduvik. So that's the 5v4 here netted for Misfits. He's even able to fall back with no trade potential whatsoever. So Ghost Gaming are going to remain split across the map. It is Connor just prying for something over here towards the B side. Sean Gares tucked away safely by bench Amanek to support it. But Wardell's op shot to Shazam, that's crucial. They wait long enough to allow him to just walk out for the peak, and he wins himself the duel. But Sick and Sean Gares take kills of their own, so suddenly it's just Wardell and Dallas. A single smoke between the 2 of them could block the cross and allow for the bomb to be planted, but Sick preemptively rotates through CT spawn, and that's going to put him in a good spot to contest this. Curiously, though, Misfits have 3 players at that B site, so this is a very real possibility for Ghost at A.
Yeah, I think Sick's either A, going to wait for backup, he's listening for sound cues, or as soon as that bomb starts to go down, he'll show himself. So it looks like he is going to try to peek now, as soon as that bomb goes down, but he is also going to wait. He's content to just sit. Wardell's going to be posted on towards CT, as Dallas is going to meet up with him. Now, the low HP player, Sean Gares, will peek first in the situation, I believe, as Wardell is very concerned with a flank. So Dallas and Wardell kind of both stuck. Dallas will worry about the flank, runs with his knife out, and Wardell legs him to 1 HP. So a little bit of unluck, but a little bit of a kind of a misstep from Ghost from jumping out with their knife. Misfits with a clean retake. Devoduvik gets 3 as he lives on 1 HP and picks up the op. So double op for Misfits now. They pick up Wardell's. Ghost Gaming they kind of took over the 4-round loss, but two bomb plants in the last 2 rounds they've lost will allow them to get AKs here if they wish. But again, nice reserve from Ghost Gaming. It's what I like to see. It wouldn't be the strongest of buys. They'd be lacking some oomph, some base to this buy, and they wouldn't really have the op-out from Wardell. So they're going to be playing it nice and reserved. I like to see it.
Sean Gare spamming the wood. Amanek gets aggressive for the peek, and it's actually Connor to try and tatter him down with the Tech 9 fire. He is going to get dropped down to 22 points of health, so severe damage dealt here by Connor, and because of Sean Gare's spam, he actually crosses the gap knowing he's mid-reload. Connor could still contest this, but Amanek gets the best of him. That's the op shot connected. Sick takes 2, though. He comes in from behind, and that's now Ghost Gaming pinched. Wardell drops the bomb in his attempt to retreat. Big flank from Sick. The Misfits on the B site grab the attention of Ghost just long enough for that to happen.
Clean hold for Misfits. Don't lose a single member. Nice 3K from Sick. Double up still in play. Not a scratch taken on the Misfits side. Full buy in full force now for Ghost Gaming. Op on Wardell and all the other goodies for all the other players. As we'll see what Ghosts do. I think this may be the round we may see some mid control. We may see mid starting to get contested. The bomb will go towards A. They'll throw 2 players here. And that was a top mid smoke thrown, but it looks like Neptune's just going to hold for mid push / any kind of B pressure or B quick flanks. So they will leave 1 player holding the flank. He's going to stay towards T-spawn, but it is a full-blown execution for Ghost Gaming, I think.
Already, though, Devidovic, he has constantly gotten behind enemy lines, and this is no exception. Catches Dallas, but Dallas wins the duel. Hits the headshot and does clear out the flank for the time being, so Ghosts have to contemplate whether or not they want to execute into A with Misfits knowing they're in this position or to fall back. And they actually decide to run into this. There's 3 defenders here for the defense. The walls of smoke section them off, but Wardell can't help because the op gets fired back. Shot-ups trying to create space here as the CT falls into Sandwich. That's Sick with 2. Wardell able to bring it back to 3 versus 3. Neptune with another clears out the site for the most part. Shazam still posted to the back of tickets looking for an angle, and it might be Wardell next on the menu.
Shazam is still hunting here. Neptune gets caught throwing a volley. That's bombed down 40 seconds. How do they elect to deal with Shazam? And it's just a peek. Wardell can't... That's not something you can do against Shazam. He'll hit that all day as a second op of Amanek will hold the cross. And that is just clean cut for Misfits. 6-0 here on Ghost's pick. As Misfits starting off hot. I mean, look how close Amanek was to 16K. I think he was $50 short. He has so much cash even after dropping his teammate. Ghost Gaming. I mean, they're going to go for another half buy now. I think they could have justified a full buy due to you being 6-0. But they aren't going to go into pistols. They're going to be like, all right, let's wait to get the hot back out on Wardell and try it again. And then I guess that's going to be the consensus.
So Ghost Gaming go back to what they've tried before. 5 players pushing their way to the B site. This time, the defense much more passive. Amanek's holding the cross. Sean Gares does arrive just in time to get out there, and he's going to take 1 frag as Amanek does the same. Neptune closing the distance thanks to the Tech 9. Drops a body, but he too toppled as Amanek continues on this spree. Lots of frags for him. 3 already to the name. Wardell plants the bomb. He's got himself the deagle, but Shazam's got his number, and Misfits have 7.
Well, lucky number 7 comes through. Shazam, who doesn't even have a kit, will be allowed to get the defuse. And again, it's kind of maybe the answer here on Mirage, where some teams just don't know how to answer to these double ops. We'll see if Ghost's going to have an answer now when they get rifles out. The op will come back out on towards Wardell himself. There'll be a full buy all over the place. So I'm excited to see really how this, where the answer may lie here for Ghost Gaming. It is going to be completely full buy, armor even on the opper with full utility. This is the best possible chance right now for Ghost Gaming, but they've also gone for that half buy to allow full buy twice now, and they haven't been able to transition it. It's been just all Misfits, so I wonder what the answer is going to be.
Devidovic again with forward aggression towards ramp. Does have Sick by his side, so that's 2 riflers now in position. Connor again, the lead point of this B site aggression. Tries to Molotov anybody out of the corners, spray them mid-movement, but there is nobody there. He's essentially shooting at ghosts. Stick to the boxes of Palace, hoping that a player overextends, but right now Wardell's falling further back, and we have Ghost Gaming just playing stagnant. They've set themselves up to watch for aggression. I mean, they're already aware of how often Amanek and Davidovic have been flanking them, so why not just set up and hope that that kind of play shines through? However, that's not the case right now for Misfits. They're content with holding bomb sites, and there's only a minute left to hang on to.
Connor slowly works up, but there's Shazam holding the angle. So they've done a nice job of keeping Shazam all over the place. Amanek as well. They're almost unsure as to where these ops are going to be. And this time, an ops holding connector down towards underpass. And now Ghost Gaming are, with no map control elsewhere, are forced to round out a ramp. There's a molly in front of them, 35 seconds. They're still somehow finding these frags. As Sick eludes them for now, but Shonup finds the top of Sick's head. And will take him down. Amanek planning in that smoke, and he knows it. Can't land the shots, the bomb will go down. And just as he fires that last bullet, the smoke will start to fade off. Sean Gares from CT has to give some time for Amanek to work instead. A wide swing comes in from Sean up, and now Amanek kind of put in a rough position. But I mean, you have so much cash, you might as well go for it. But Neptune through mid-window catches him sleeping. And even with the nade damage, can't connect the shot. Amanek falls. And Ghost Gaming at least get one on the board. But they kind of have to string them together now. Although they are kind of loaded in cash as well. I guess I should add that. They're kind of rich.
Yeah, they've gotten themselves into a good position to have multiple buys on the table despite the outcome of this next. But we're going to actually see immediately the double op setup come out for Misfits. So it had been only one, I believe, for the most part, throughout these first opening 8 rounds. Now that Ghost put on one on the board, Misfits change things up. Of course, that's Shazam being boosted into ladder room, and Amanek holding the B site. Allows for Shazam to get aggressive, but there's nothing here. Again, Ghost Gaming just going to go into a very passive setup where they're hoping that the Misfits get over aggressive, but that's not the case. They get aggressive in the sense that they put Shazam in a forward spot. He's going to be watching top mid still, but there's no reason for the terrorists to find this opening frag until they try to execute in. Maybe Wardell, seeing as he again plays from Palace and does have the angle towards stairs, can find himself the pick, but the Molotov, as usual, forces him back yet again.
And Connor gets caught towards B site. He was going to keep presence there, holding the default for Ghosts. And it's never good when you get picked in your default. It's mainly an info play. It's mainly you trying to figure out what you want to do before you settle into an execution, hoping someone from the CT gets a little oversteps. And you want to gain a little bit, as much map control as you can. That's kind of the point of it. And now he gets caught, and Wardell feels pressure to try to work out here. Davidovic is still close. He's going to flash for himself and just sit and wait. So he is playing very close. Dallas will swing, and good kill from Dallas to open this up. Sean Gares is still sitting towards default. Now it comes down to the timing on Wardell's swing, and Sean Gares is going to swing first through the smoke. Is Sick as he gets in a sandwich and finds two bullets. Will be able to reload, gets walled down to 50, but will swing before the molly forces him out, and that's a huge 3K from Sick. As we're just seeing insane sight holds right now from Misfits, and Ghost Gaming just netting themselves nothing in these rounds.
Good holds, rough executions. Ghost Gaming have been pretty one-dimensional in their executes towards that A site. I mean, Wardell is always playing Palace. That has not changed whatsoever. The only time we've seen him actually go elsewhere, I believe, is when he tries to pick from A ramp, and that was kind of a late play that Ghosts were relying on. When the entirety of the team goes towards the B site, sure enough, Wardell is here, and I think that they're reading into the op of Amanek. This is where he was able to grab that op pick in the last one versus Connor. So Wardell's been now put in position to try and snub it out, but Sick gets aggressive with a flashbang and takes the headshot instead. So regardless of who comes this direction, Misfits find the frag. Shazam as well, killing out Neptune, is going to put a sour taste in the mouths of Ghost. They have, sure, 3 players still up. They have enough utility to go for some kind of an execution, but this is Misfits again all across the kill feed.
Yeah, Sean Gares pushed up aggressive towards light. Connor just going to sit and wait. And Sean Gares is even kind of getting baited for. The op's going to take a shot, then fall off. He can even repeat it if he wants. Connor may consider a player being close, but the op's going to be the first contact here. That's the whole point. As Connor, I think he heard the scope. So he knows there's an op posted on him. We'll win that duel, and now watch. He won't clear his right. Easy kill for Sean Gares. Almost gets 2 for his trouble. Shot up's tagged down to 38. And that allows Misfits to keep the man advantage. Damage is dealt, and Sick is out market. This player, Catwalk, needs to hurry up. Dallas has to hurry. Shot up's in trouble. He needs some help. He's tagged down to 9. As Sick is trying to find him. They have to plant the bomb. Davidovic's flanking, and it's all falling apart. Shazam may fall, but they line up for Sick, and he gets 3, and he lives on 1. That's kind of been the story of this match as he picks up the secondary op, as Misfits continue to kind of rule with an iron fist here on the CT side.
This might be a quick one, Seaside.
You know what? My bet is kind of calling, so I'm all for it. As much as I love the Ghost guys, you know?
I feel you.
Is that selfish? That could be selfish.
Smoke flash for Connor 93. That's going to be the only bit of utility for Ghost Gaming. Again, it is just pistols. So we have seen Misfits outclass their opponents time and time again. This should be another easy sweep of the offense once they come barreling forward. One would hope, but 6 gets fully splashed. He comes crouching out from behind the boxes, takes 2 headshots, makes it a 3rd. Connor finding the only kill in the round thus far, doubles onto Davidovic, but how much more can he get with only the sidearm? Absolutely nothing. That is Misfits to double digits. Ghosts still stagnate on 1.
Well, at least it's another buy here. Shot Up will get an AK. Ghost Gaming will have AKs across the board, but it's kind of too late for these half buys and saving for ops and such now. That was for the beginning of this. And now Ghost Gaming are going to have to play this differently. We haven't seen too much contest, and it's been a lot of failed executions for Ghost Gaming. It's default, or if it's executions. Now this time they're going to try and make control again, and I like this. I would have liked to have seen it a bit more, as this time Wardell gets the entry. Aggression from Misfits gets punished twice over. Now Shot Up's able to find 6, so this round, Misfits just getting a little overzealous, a little over aggressive, and who can blame them? When you're up 10-1, you're going to be feeling good, you're moving and grooving. You want to take as many duels as you can, as there's still two players here towards the A site. And finally, a good refrag from Wardell. That's his 2nd. As Sean Garris is alone towards A ramp. He knows where Wardell is, and those are 2 frags for Sean Garris as he goes for the 3rd. But Dallas will bring it back as Amanek is in a clutchable 1v2 and spots Neptune. Even hits that shot as Dallas from triple. Gonna try to plant the bomb, and don't tell me Amanek hits this. They're so close to grazing Dallas, who is just gonna make the safe jump to CT, but I think Amanek spotted this one.
Yeah, he knows where he is currently, so we're going to see if Amanek can get him out of here. He does have the smoke to the bomb. He's got the defuse kit as well. Incendiary could be used to prevent the peek from Dallas, and Dallas only has this single flash. Amanek, having smoked it off, does force Dallas to come in here. Dallas takes a single shot to just confirm his position. Amanek's Molotov's going to burn Dallas out of this. No, it doesn't spread, but he still comes swinging out, and that's where Amanek finds him with just enough time to stick the defuse and put the 11th on the board. So yes, Misfits get a little too aggressive in the opening bout of that round. We see them lose those initial duels, and Ghost come out on top. Ghost push in, they get the plant, and it's the 1v1 duel for Misfits. However, we saw this exact same thing yesterday from Denial, where Misfits will just suddenly change up the pace of their game, even arguably too fast, to the point that it costs them like that, just to kind of keep their CT side fresh. You don't want to always just keep up the same timings, and sometimes you just need to clash. Unfortunately for them, it costs them 4 lives, and I'm sure we'll see them just slow things down, or buy an auto sniper, you know, one of the 2.
That's definitely something you can do. Double op with an auto sniper. Heck, if Ghost can't answer the double op, might as well throw an auto in there. As it is going to be even trades now. Misfits the man advantage. Player gets up connector, that is Neptune. As Shazam's going to be holding it towards jungle. Going to re-peek into this. And I'd like to see a flat. Oh, they're already utility, so I can't even see that. As a flick from Shazam shuts down Wardell. Dallas 1v2 spotted. As Amanek's going to get a nade thrown in his direction. Down to 40. That was a big nade. As Dallas has to isolate one of these players. Find a 1v1. As it is just Dallas now for Ghost Gaming. A minute on the clock, but he's kind of stuck. He's the center of a peanut butter sandwich. He's the peanut butter. And 2 pieces of bread on each side as Sean Garris will find him. And now I'm hungry.
Unfortunately for Ghost, this leaves them in a awkward economic spot. Not going to be full rifles, even if they were to hope so. So we will find them instead with the curb purchase. Just going to keep that money around the $2,000 to $3,000 mark. Buy what you can and rely on that loss bonus to put you over into the next. Ghost Gaming still have the opportunity to double their score. Triple, even. if they can somehow puncture their way through in this one, but it should never be allowed. I mean, with the amount of utility that we see bought up from Ghost, they're just going to go into the standard smoke take of the A site. Again, these grenades are going to section off any CTs on the opposite side, and anybody on the defense who decides to stay inside them will have to force the fight. At this point, it's still Shazam holding the cross from jungle. Not all the smoke grenades are actually thrown, so maybe they're trying to play with timing here. They throw some smokes, try to get the rotate. If they give it enough time, maybe some of these CTs will leave, and then they can chuck over those last 2 nades. Shazam currently knows, of course, that Wardell is pinned down here, and Wardell tries to fake it back. How much longer do Misfits commit to the 4-man A stack? That's what Ghost are wondering.
Yeah, Sick. As soon as Sick spots him in top mid, maybe that will flow rotation. Instead, it just Ghost committing to this. And there are 4 members here. Shazam and Amanek, the ops ring out, the M4 sprayed down, and Ghost get nothing for it. And you're right, they were playing with timing. They're trying to throw the initial smokes, maybe throw a fake, but then that player in Palace got spotted. They even saw someone in towards a ramp, and then the rest is just kind of how it unfolds. They have to push. They have no map control anywhere to fall back on. They're worried of someone maybe pushing out of B, pushing up top mid, getting behind them, and just RIP.
One last gun round to try their best to grab 2 rounds on this T side. It's really hard to talk about because it's just been so lackluster from Ghost. They've been incredibly outclassed every single round. Sean Gare's getting aggressive. He's going to find 1 kill. Sure, they kill him right away, but that's where Sick will trade it. Wardell, meanwhile, opts into Sick. Amanek, again, just taking trades for Misfits. And here comes Shazam, taking 1 towards mid until Devadovic seals the deal. 14-1. After the CT side of Misfits, it is safe to say they've got this game in the bag.
Yeah, I think we know who our finalists are going to be. Misfits versus Optic. Unless Ghost Gaming can have a hell of a CT side. Relatively flat there on the T side. Not much going for them. They just got shut down. And not much depth to the T side. It was defaults, executions, trying to send a lurker once in a blue moon, but it was just shut down for Misfits. They never over-rotated. They never really fell for the timing smokes they threw once in a blue moon. They even got some flanks in, and it was just pretty much smooth sailings for Misfits. No one really had to step up over, like, no one really had to carry them. Everyone did well. Everyone played the roles. Not too much pressure applied to them, and it's a shame. I'd like to see Ghost Gaming step it up, and it kind of starts here right now. You lose pistol, it's over. I think that's pretty clear. I think everyone sees that, and it comes down to this.
There was only 1 round where the CTs had a single player survived, and that was in the 12th when they're able to clutch. Other than that, there was 2 rounds with 2 players left alive, and every other time 3-5. That just goes to show Ghost Gaming have been non-existent in that first half. And it is a real shame, obviously, because this was their map choice. We had hoped for maybe a bit of a competition in this series. Maybe they win the pistol and give us something to watch. Connor is going to kick it off with a headshot to Sean. Devadovic clearing sight as Shaz, Amanek, and Sick take 3. So double man advantage as the CTs already get pinched. Shazam from Catwalk, shot up in the marketplace is all that remains. Misfits already secure OT, and this is, well, further done. It was already done, but now there's just no going back.
Now you've burnt dinner. That's it. 15-1. Ghost Gaming will buy up, what, upgraded pistols? They're going to buy whatever they can. That's it. I mean, you're going to be going up against 3 AKs, a Galil and UMP, and nothing would surprise me more than a quick, just disrespectful play. Just running out mid, taking as many duels as you can. They send Devadovic alone towards Palace. So 2 towards B, 2 towards top mid. Take as many aim duels as you can across the map, and just come out on top and end this game. I think that's the call right here. As you know, running Deeg through the boxes. All right, hang on. Don't sleep on pistols. The 2 Deegs towards mid find both players at Misfits through there. As Devadovic going to slowly lurk his way in towards Palace, but, you know, pistol aggression. Never sleep on it.
So is this going to be one of those situations where we just start trading rounds back and forth, similarly to Nuke? Because Shot Up definitely gets this kill to Devadovic, and that's Ghost now on 2.
Jeez.
So 1 down, and only 13 to go.
Only.
Yeah, I mean, in all seriousness, we kind of saw this on Nuke as well. For those of you guys who didn't tune in for the first map, there was a very lopsided first half that favored Misfits, and then once the second half started, we saw just rounds going back and forth like this, 8 consecutive. Of course, that would mean that Misfits win this force buy, and will seal things out, but even if Ghosts can assert themselves with guns, they have a near insurmountable task ahead of them.
Be pretty crazy if they're able to make this happen. Make for a good story. WVX going to go first. Dallas not even in sight, so they just completely leave the B side empty. Dallas has to hold from catwalk, and he's already calling for everyone to rotate. Dallas is going to try to lock it down with a UMP, which nerfed that range as Shazam's going to take down his teammate. Devaduvek gets himself in a market. Tech9 spraying our way, and he can't get a second. Shauna finds 2, but Amanek is here to help him out. And this is just going to spell disaster as Dallas, last one standing for Ghost Gaming. They know where he is. He may find the 1 player, but tagged down to 6. As the bomb is starting to tick away. No ammo, actually. He peeks while he reloads with 3 bullets. And that is it. Good night, sweet print. 16-2 as our NA heroes, Ghost Gaming, will bow out. And Misfits will go on to play Optic Gaming. 2 of the favorites, I think, fair to say, will finally meet in the grand finals.
Yeah, the 2 favorites. I think if you asked most people coming into this tournament which 2 teams you'd expect to see there, especially considering the way that the brackets worked out, it was going to be an Optic Misfits grand final. And that's exactly what we have on the line. So not necessarily an exciting game, but an exciting outcome as it leaves us with the top contenders remaining for our last best of 3. I don't know about UC side, but I'm incredibly excited for that one.
Yeah, I think that one should be fun. It's going to come down. I think no matter the maps we really get, I think it's going to be exciting. Misfits have looked really uncontested throughout their run in this, and almost can be the same about same could be said about Optic. What excites me more than anything right now is how Shazam's come back into form. Tarek is playing extremely well in Optic. Hayes even filling in is doing well, so that's not even a downer on them. Hayes has been playing well while he fills in as they look for another player, or maybe Hayes will be the player, who knows. So it's 2 teams that are going to clash. Misfits finally all reunited and playing well together, and Optic always a formidable force in NA.
Yeah, should be definitely good. But of course, we are going to have to wait for that. It will start in 27 minutes time. That's right, 6 p.m. PDT, 9 p.m. EDT. Optic Gaming, Misfits, be there or be square. In that 27-minute period, I hope that you guys would take the time to head on over to cyberpowerpc.cevo.com/predictions so that you guys can actively participate in the prediction contest that could allow you to win one of these sweet CyberPowerPC jerseys, either keyboards or even a mousepad. Of course, that's going to actually take a little bit of skill and a little bit of foresight into your predictions. If you don't want to put any effort into things whatsoever, then you guys can actually replace predictions with giveaway, or do both, and head into your chance to win either a GTX 1070 video card, one of 3 250 gig solid state drives, or the V760 mechanical keyboard. So all of these freebies are up for grabs if you spend your time wisely. You never know. Again, we'll see you guys in 25 minutes time for the big old grand finals of the CyberPowerPC Extreme Gaming Series 2017. It is Optic, it is Misfits, and you're not going to want to miss it.